All right, let's just jump right into this explainer. I want you to take a second and imagine the absolute worst, most jarring noise you have ever heard in your entire life. Seriously, close your eyes for a second if it helps. Are you picturing metal violently scraping against metal? Or, I don't know, maybe a dozen different alarm clocks all going off at the exact same time in a tiny, echoing room? Whatever that awful, grating sound is for you, hold on to it, because today we're mastering the word cacophonous. We're going to break down exactly what this word means, where it comes from, and how you can seamlessly drop it into your daily vocabulary to make your descriptions just that much sharper. Okay, before we even touch the formal dictionary definition, let's quickly look at how this word breaks down so we're completely comfortable saying it. The adjective actually links right back to its root noun, cacophony, which you can see broken into syllables here. Phonetically, it's pretty straightforward. It sounds like ka-ka-fa-ni for the noun, and for the adjective form we're focusing on today, it's ka-ka-fa-nus. Actually, try saying it out loud right now wherever you are. Cacophonous. You can almost feel how the word itself is a bit clunky and harsh in the mouth, right? It's not a smooth word at all, and that pronunciation perfectly matches its meaning. So here is the official breakdown. This adjective specifically describes a mixture of discordant and usually unpleasant sounds. The absolute key takeaway here isn't just about volume, it's about the clash. We're talking about a sound that is actively colliding, totally disorganized, and just plain hard on the ears. Now, quick side note, it actually can refer to unharmonious sounds used for special effect in music or literature. You know, sometimes artists deliberately use ugly clashing sounds to make a thematic point. But for our purposes today, and for the way you'll use it 99% of the time in the real world, we're sticking to that primary definition, a chaotic, unpleasant mixture of noise. To really lock this into your brain, picture this scenario. Closing the window did little to mute the cacophony produced by the drilling of a jackhammer and the honking of horns in the street. I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? You're trying to focus, you shut the window, and it completely fails to block out that overwhelming noise of city construction and traffic. That specific moment captures cacophonous perfectly. It's the rhythmic, aggressive drilling clashing violently against those random, blaring car horns. When you connect a new vocabulary word to a really vivid, almost painfully relatable real-world scene like this, your brain just holds on to it so much better. And here's another brilliantly everyday example. The orchestra produced a cacophony as the players tuned their instruments. I love this one because it takes something we normally associate with absolute beauty, a symphony orchestra, and shows us the completely messy reality right before the curtain goes up. Think about that chaotic noise right before the conductor walks out. Every single musician is tuning their instrument to different pitches at the exact same time. You've got violins squeaking, brass just blaring away, woodwinds trilling, doing their own thing. It's not meant to be music yet, it's just this completely disorganized, clashing mixture. It is wonderfully cacophonous. Let's pop the hood real quick and look at the actual anatomy of this word, because the engineering here is fascinating. The foundational building block is the Greek root phon, or phono, which simply means sound or voice. You already know this from words you use every day, like telephone or symphony. Well, once you know that, it's basically a cheat code. You combine that sound root with the prefix caco, which implies something bad, harsh, or evil, and boom, we get our result. Cacophonous literally directly translates to a bad sound. Understanding these building blocks is huge because it means you aren't just blindly memorizing a definition, you're understanding the DNA of the word itself. So how does this fit into the broader linguistic web? Connecting cacophonous to words you probably already use, like din and noise, gives us a much wider palette to work with. If you hear a terrible din out in the hallway, you are experiencing something cacophonous. We also see closely related concepts like clamor, discord, and jar. When different sounds are aggressively clamoring for your attention, or when they discord rather than harmonize, they literally jar your senses. Grouping all these chaotic words together in your mind is an incredibly effective trick. It makes it so much easier to retrieve cacophonous the next time you're trying to describe a jarring situation. You know, sometimes the absolute best way to truly grasp what a word means is to look at exactly what it is not. Let's contrast the jagged, unpleasant nature of cacophonous against its smooth, melodic antonyms. If a sound is characterized by consonants, euphony, or harmony, there is no way you'd call it cacophonous. Take euphony, for example. That literally means good sound, making it the exact mirror opposite of our bad sound. Consonants describe sounds that work together, peacefully and smoothly. Seeing this stark contrast, the chaotic discord on one side versus the pleasant, buttery consonants on the other, really just cements the harsh flavor of today's word. All right, let's do a super quick wrap-up of our explainer to lock all this in. Our focus word, cacophonous, describes a mixture of discordant, unpleasant sounds. It's the jackhammer fighting the traffic, it's the 100-piece orchestra warming up, and finally, its perfect opposite is the smooth, harmonious word, consonance. By pulling all this together, you've just added a really powerful, highly descriptive tool to your communication arsenal.
Let's be honest, our modern world is incredibly, relentlessly loud, but having the precise language to describe that noise actually gives us a little bit of power over the chaos. The noise around us is rarely just loud. It's a complex, colliding mixture of sounds, all competing for our attention. So, as you step away from this and back into your day, I have a challenge for you. What is the single most cacophonous part of your daily routine? And perhaps more importantly, where do you go to find the harmony to balance it out? Think about it. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.